Andre.
There he is, my guy. How are you doing?
Oh man, I am so good. I'm so good. I'm actually surprised how much voice I have. Because after the third goal, I was like, "Oh boy, I'm in trouble."
They slowed down just for you, bro. Two
Yeah,
scoreless periods just for you.
that was not good. That was scary. But I loved that Berkey after the game said we had a mental breakdown. Like he just admitted it straight up. Like, wow, we let our foot off the gas in the Stanley Cup final. That's supposed to bury you against a team like Tampa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're a person who's coming in with the narrative of like, oh, Tampa they have all this experience and this, that, and the other thing, and that's true. But if that experience was as much of a weapon as some tried to make it out to be, one team letting their foot off the gas
They
and
bury
letting
you.
them back in the game, you're supposed to lose that one.
Yeah, it's really true. Just a fantastic game though, man. I mean, starting it off with an OT winner. What life doesn't get better than that.
I know it
Um,
hasn't fully set in for me yet that like I was at an
no.
OT winner in the Stanley Cup final. Like I could feel the different sound. That was the biggest thing. Is
Mm-hmm.
the sound
Mm-hmm.
just hit so much different. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was insane just how loud and the real thing is how long the sound was. Like
Yes.
everyone was at full throated just
Yeah.
scream for 2 straight minutes after the goal.
Yeah. The DNVR bar was the same way.
That's what was this. That was the sickest part.
Yeah.
All the way through, like I have no idea how Berkey did that post game interview because it was deafening in there. The sideline reporter has a mask on, and in my head, I'm just like, how can he hear anything she's saying?
Do you think he just sent it? Like he knows it's basically the standard same three. No, but he actually gave some insightful answers with letting their foot off the gas and everything. Just and the Avs letting their foot off the gas is a different type of letting their foot off the gas.
That's true.
Than what other teams have. Some exhilarating penalty kills. I tried the ultimate jinx, Ryan, where within 5 minutes of the end of regulation, and I looked at Zach, I looked at Eric, and I said, I just need 3 more Vasilevsky saves for my prop to hit. And I really thought that was going to be like, boom. Like the very next shot on goal, I basically expected it to go in because I thought, what better position to be in right now than to jinx the opposing goalie by having a bet on him. But it didn't happen. Came in OT. All's well. Our consensus picks 2-0. You gotta love that. How'd you do on your not the pick that wasn't in consensus with me?
Kale finished with 0 shots on goal, which is kind of shocking.
Did he really?
Yes.
Wow.
And I learned a little bit of a lesson last night, and I'm a little bit worried about my Kale McCarr for Conn Smythe, just because Bedsy said it. The Lightning are the best team in the NHL at blocking shots.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard for Kale to get it through down that slot that he likes to get it through.
Yeah, but what makes Kale so special is that he can make a man miss, create a disadvantage, and get in there a little more. But yeah, I feel you. That is going to be an interesting one. Credit to you. You said you thought the first period was going to be the highest scoring. That was the longest odds. I think like 340. That
Really?
would have hit. That would have hit my plus
Damn.
three or 230. Third period being the highest scoring period was way off.
Yeah, that was 0 goals, right?
Indeed. Yep.
Man, what a game. I will have to take credit. I said shots are going to be around 40 to 20, and that's going to be it's a game of averages. It's play the percentages. You can save, he didn't, but you can save 90%, of 40, and you're letting in, what would that be? 4, right? Yeah, you're
Yeah.
letting in
Yep.
10%. So
Hmm.
that's basically what it was. Is you can do that. You can save 90% of 40, but you're letting in 4 still. And that's exactly what we saw, except for I don't think you'll get the 2 softies that you got in the first period off of Vasilevsky um the rest of the final. Hopefully I'm wrong, but that was like, "Oh my god, you're up 2-0 and Vasilevsky hasn't made a good save yet."
Yeah, for sure. And at least one softy to get back in the other. But that's how the Avs have had to win this entire postseason. These games have mostly been close, and they're out shooting teams like 40 to 25 every single time, and coming away with a 5-4 overtime win. That's just kind of been the deal, and they can do it.
Yep, absolutely. Um, anything else from a betting perspective that stood out to you last night that we can take away and run with?
I mean, when Lecky already had one bagged, and then Palat gets that one, I'm starting to think, man, Kale and Mac come around. Our first ever all goal scorer SGP is looking good, but unfortunately didn't come to bear.
Dude, is it crazy that a Valerie Nachun on Smythe ticket right now just like a little gets a little bit of recency bias and plays like that? I mean, he was the best player on the ice for either team last night, which I cannot believe I'm saying. Look at the star power. But I
Oh,
thought
he's a force.
when I left the arena, I was like, was Val the best player on the ice? And then I watched it again, and I'm just like, oh my god, dude, he was everywhere the entire night. It's insane. The winning goal is all created by him. I don't even know how he's as many places as he is on that play. He's on the forecheck on one side. He's getting the block shot on the other side. He makes the perfect pass, like 10 out of 10 ice vision to get Berkey that wide open shot. It's just like, who is this guy?
No, I mean his two-way ability, what he brings is just incredible. He's such a force. And I mean, I think similar to how EJ on defense, his style just plays up in the postseason. Val has been that and some. On the forwards, man, that's spicy, dude. I did see that. Now it's like Kale and Mac tied for Conn Smythe odds. Um, Neck and neck right now. But I mean, you're right. Like especially on the penalty kill and everything. Like Val's, many more games of that. That might just be part of the conversation.
Plus 7,500. I just, it is
Uh-huh.
supposed to be playoff MVP,
Yes,
and
that's the
it's
problem.
that's the main thing. But I'm
Yeah.
just like, what if he does that, 4 straight games or 5 straight games or 6 straight games, and he just keeps making his presence felt? Like, are the voters going to be like, dude, how do we take it away from this guy? He was the best player in the cup final. It's plus 7,500, but
I don't, that might be a little too spicy.
all right, fair enough. What else? Anything else?
Mm,
Um,
NBA finals coming up. You
well,
got a
no, I was
leaning?
trying to think of like look back before we look forward, but
Well, do you what had you settled on? Avs in 5?
I had settled on Avs in 5. Yes.
I couldn't make a decision, though I felt good about the Avs minus 1.5 on the series prop. That remains true after game one.
Yeah, I really feel like the Lightning were the luckier team last night. And when I say that, I just mean they got two very meh goals that
Mm-hmm.
kept them in the game. And if you take those away, they got outplayed for 59 minutes, I felt like.
Yeah, I mean, the ice was slanted heavily. I'd have to go back and watch the second period because they did really close the gap in shots on goal, which was definitely a 2-1 advantage for the Avs prior to that point. But again, it's really at most you're talking about the final 10 minutes of the second period. The rest of the game, the ice is heavily slanted. Though in the third period, where they get back to out shooting them 2-1, it did feel, and maybe this was just my general tension or the tension of the bar, that the scoring opportunities Tampa got in the third were like spicier than the ones the Avs got. Because again, in the third, it really seemed to bear out. It was just like, geez, can we get like one clean shot on goal? Like
Yeah.
we just had an amazing shift in the offensive zone, but they're blocking everything.
Did you notice though that that Mac already made an adjustment to the way that they block shots?
No.
I mean, he did it almost instantly. He saw the way that they just give up their bodies right in front of it. And so from his little office over there, as they like to call it on the
Mm-hmm.
broadcast, he was pump faking and then driving
Yeah.
to the middle,
Yeah.
which obviously is something that's in his bag. But he did it like 3 straight times, and all 3 times someone went sliding out of the picture. And I think that what's going to happen is Tampa's gonna see that and say, okay, well, we can't sell out quite as much on that because he was able to generate better chances, in my opinion, from the spot he can get to when you sell out on that slapper from the dot.
Right. Right. And Kale can take advantage of that too, if they're
Yep.
selling out to that extent. So
Kale
interesting.
loves a little head fake.
He's a master.
There you go, and now he's
Yeah.
driving to the net.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, let's jump into a little NBA Finals talk. Last night to talk about the NBA Finals. Um,
Let's call it.
it's been a good NBA season, a terrible NBA playoffs, and it all ends tonight. Let's toss up my big three. Um, it starts with Steph. There's no
Consensus.
freaking way with Steph as the guy that he is, blood in the water, all of that stuff doesn't come out just absolutely on fire tonight. I would just be shocked. So Steph over 28.5 and Steph over 4.5 threes. I don't really think he gets to 30 without 5 threes. So those are like correlated to me, and I like both of them. Finally, Golden State money line at plus 150. I got to admit, Dre, I'm
Mm.
uh, I'm lightninging here, is what I would call it. You know, it's exactly what we talked about
Mm.
yesterday.
Mm.
As I am totally a sucker right now, saying, "Yeah, what
Yeah.
do you mean the Warriors are plus 150? It's a closeout game. They're the experienced ones. Blah 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 blah." I'm doing exactly what I said people would do for the Lightning, and I just don't care. I just don't care. I'll just bait me up, toss that worm right out there. I'll chomp on it, and you can reel me in. But
Of course, the Celtics aren't the Avs.
I'll take my chances trying to nibble that worm off the hook.
The Warriors much hungrier than the Lightning because they
Hmm.
don't have back-to-backs. Yeah, I don't know. I stayed away from the money line or the spread, but I did almost give out Warriors +4, I guess. Jeez. Absurd. Yeah.
There is a part of me that's like, what am I doing here? Only taking the money line. Everyone knows there's no close games in the NBA. Just take Warriors -10.
Which you can get at like +500 if they're the
Yes.
dogs in this one. Let's go to my big three. I went anything is probable on you. Curry over 28.5. That's our consensus. Easy peasy. Tatum over 3.5. Tatum kind of got a boo-boo, an owie. He's not playing the same way. It's all driving to the hoop and just flailing underneath the basket, hoping that something will happen, or just yucking up irresponsible Gen Z style threes that should actually be banned from basketball. They're such selfish plays. But when he
Gen
does
Z threes.
Gen Z threes, there they go
Dude,
again, just
Gen
yucking it up.
Gen 3 is what it should be called.
A Gen 3, absolutely. Yeah, it's the immediate reward generation. No one wants to work for a good possession. Let's just yuck up a TikTok video and hope to become a star today. That's the Gen Z 3 for you.
Most
But
boomer thing I've ever heard you say.
I'll get off my soapbox. And I mean, Ryan, not constructing good, solid basketball possessions, it is actually a problem in this league. I won't hear anything against it. Anyways,
Only a bad possession if it doesn't go in.
exactly. And I mean, how many when you're only making 38% of your threes, again, great shot percentage, but when you're putting out 30 of those, that's like 18 possessions of a hoop not going in, Ryan.
Yeah,
Pretty
it is.
bad.
It is, and it's really interesting because we used to look at 38% as a decent 3-point shooting percentage, and now you have to be over 40.
I think analytics tells us 38 is pretty good because once you get to the points per possession, basically 38% from 3 is as good as like 48% from 2.
But 48% from 2, I mean, you want to shoot over 50.
Yeah, for sure. But when we were watching basketball
Mellow.
as kids and Melo's making 48 from the mid range, we're like, you can't stop him. Well, aside from the 52% when he misses.
But what was
Or
he after one jab step? Because I swear that went up to like
oof,
60.
the most electric jab step in the world. So, anyways, Tatum in the last 6 games since his boo boo and playing more Gen Z style, he's gone over on this prop 6 of the last 8, I want to say. And then Draymond, I was telling my friends at the DNVR office the last couple of days, I've never seen anyone be less of a bucket than Draymond Green is right now. He just like is allergic to making hoops. And oddly,
Isn't that so weird to
it's
think
really
about?
odd, man.
Like a lot of people would say a Hall of Fame player,
Yes.
who's out there in the finals, and he's not even really like playing the game of basketball. He's just passing and defending. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't mean this in a like. I'm not necessarily taking a shot at him. It's just so
Mhm.
weird. He literally never thinks about scoring.
He's oddly not like we've seen guys like this before in big roles in the finals, like Rodman, Ben Wallace. Those guys were literal minuses on offense, though. He's not even a minus on offense. He
Net
just
zero.
it like he's not even looking at the hoop. Most of the time, his back's to the basket, he's facilitating for others.
Which
Um,
makes me so fucking mad that he hit like 4 or 5 threes in the Nuggets series.
I know. And this postseason, every other series, he was actually averaging double digits. And then he has these kind of series where he's just allergic. So, anyways, give me the under. The crowd in Beantown will get in his head. He'll be thinking of, his podcast afterwards, which we all
Do
know
you
can actually be very distracting.
do you think there's any chance that he like tries to take a couple threes just because he wants to be able to toss up a couple birds to the crowd?
I think he's more motivated to play hard defense and facilitate
If
as
you're
far as
Draymond, you're so
very
motivated
thorough.
tonight because you can literally hoist a trophy in front of all these people.
They're doing it for the kids, man. It hurt their souls deep inside that all this cussing was going around these kids. And now those dirty, naughty mouths in Boston, they got it coming to them right now. So
That is true.
sorry, guys.
Do it for the kids,
Do
Warriors.
it for the kids.
One
Uh,
oh my god. Print that shirt if you're like a independent Golden State
oh
shirt
yeah.
site.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Okay. One thing that's not for the kids, but is still really fun, is DraftKings Sportsbook. Number
DraftKings
one sportsbook
Sportsbook.
in all the land. Dre,
Oof.
got a confession. Got a confession.
Oh
And
no.
I deserve to be punished more
Oh,
severely for this than I was. But
damn.
all postseason, I've been taking all of my budget for the game and putting it on Avs money line. But last night I
So
got
stupid.
greedy. I got greedy and I put it on
Of course
Avs
you did.
60-minute money line.
That's so
And
stupid.
the Avs have lost, and it should have been my fault. But thankfully, just like the mental breakdown, I got away with it, just like they did. And so, if I would have just put
Funny.
it on Avs money line, I'd be a happy man today. But I was a silly boy, and I almost paid dearly for it. It's because I bet after I started drinking. Everyone knows that if you,
No,
especially if
don't
you
do it.
know you're going out, you're going to start drinking, get your
Gotta
bets
get
in
those bets
before.
in. Honestly, we should end the show with like Yaya needs a reminder. That's like the place your bets reminder. Like final minute of the show, place your bets, the
Oh,
place
that's
your bet
good.
horn or something.
New
Because it
bet
makes such a
alert.
difference. Yeah, I mean, I've gone 5-1 the last two shows, and I placed every single one of those. So
On
I'm
there.
glad to say I'm only down 2 units due to all my parlay losses. So I'm I'm making out like a bandit right now.
This is a DraftKings read. DraftKings
DraftKings
Sportsbook
Sportsbook.
bet 5, win 150 on any NBA or NHL money line. NHL has
No,
entered the fold of this
no.
promotion, so you can now
What?
bet on the Avs, which is great. I mean, there's got to be some of you out there who have not yet downloaded DraftKings. Betting on the Stanley Cup final is electric. So get in on it.
Man.
Bet your 5 on the Avs. Get $150 in free bets to use the rest of the series. It's awesome. It's a great time over at DraftKings Sportsbook, and you can also get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when you use the code DNVR at sign-up. Of course, you must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus comprised of first deposit bonus and first bet match, each for $500. Deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough. Restrictions to apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Dude, I can
I'm signing.
legitimately feel the difference in the speed that I can get that read off when I've had coffee right before the show.
Nice. Nice. Fun coffee story. My coffee machine is broke in that the coffee is no longer, the espresso, I should say, is no longer coming out aerated like it was before. It's
Oh,
it's wetter. It's a wetter, watered down coffee. It's disgusting. It's ruined Kate and
maybe
ours
you need.
lives. I don't know, man. I think we need a new machine. I don't know what the problem is. I think the machine's not cranking the same heat it used to crank.
Oh, yeah, nothing you can really do about the heat plate.
Nothing I can do about that. But what I can do is try to remember how many spoonfuls of sugar I've put into my coffee because this morning, unfortunately, I couldn't remember. I put in, so I was like, oh no. And then I was like, no, I definitely doubled up. This extra disgusting because
Oh,
it's already disgusting because the machine is ruined. So
you can't be asking yourself to count before uh you got some
for
action out
coffee.
there.
Yeah, I got some action. I don't know what's going on. I may have a cat and a child on the loose, so we'll see.
Uh,
We'll see.
if you need to step away for a second, I can carry the show for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, maybe see if we've got a dilemma real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh gosh, this is hilarious. Trey is trying to work double duty right now. So maybe Yaya can hop on and talk with me for a second. Um anyways, what were we talking about? I forget. Do you remember what we were talking about, Yaya?
Dilemma. Do we have a dilemma of the day today?
Oh, yes, that is the dilemma indeed. What do we got here?
Choose your game 6 SGP.
All right, we're making a Game 6 SGP. We already have strong leanings. Just I want to see Trey. Yes, Cheffy coming through with show history. I wish we could have just had Dre turn around his camera so we could see what he was doing, running around after a cat and a child.
Can we hear anything in the background? Nope. He has a really good mic.
I think what Dre's like little studio there is like essentially like a guest house that's like in the backyard.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I heard. So
so I think he probably could close the door so we couldn't hear how we doing, Dre.
We're doing great. Doing great.
Okay, well, we do have a dilemma of the day.
Let's
It,
go.
it is
New
choose your
bit alert
game
where
6
Dre just
SGP.
leaves.
Holy shit! I loved watching Dre's eyes wander before that. It's like he was watching a game of Pong. Okay.
Oh, man.
Let's flip this thing into SGP mode. We'll get
Yeah.
this over with quickly so you can get out of here. All right. I'm going aggressive on one very specific thing here, and
Mm,
it's going to be the score. Um, the highest you can get it up to in the SGP mode is Warriors -6.5.
beautiful.
Which I actually love. It's making me be more conservative than I want to be, which I
Yeah.
appreciate.
Yeah.
And then so I'm gonna go from there, and I'm gonna make this essentially like the Steph game. So
Could we parlay that with a Safeman's under an under 220? So you go
I know
aggressive
you've
on
been
the
having
spread.
I know you've been having success with these, but I don't like unders.
Fine.
Steph 4 or 5+3s.
4.
Okay, 4 threes for Steph. And then points for Steph. This is our consensus of the night. Let's get it up at 29.5. That brings us to plus 550.
I like it.
Is there?
And I
do you-
bet there's a boost.
Do you want to see if there's what it looks like if we add in your Safeman's under?
Yeah, I do.
Under 220.5 brings it up to 8 plus 850. That is pretty good for a Safeman's under, I got to admit.
There's even you could add a Safeman's Draymond under, but no, that's not too safe. There it is. Man, sometimes it takes a minute to find the player props. Okay, that's plus 850. I feel really good about that. And then
you can get a leg boosted SGP.
the bigger
So,
the boosty.
Yep.
So
I'll see what
then
that
you
comes out to once we actually can boost it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I have a free bet from some SGP insurance, so you guys might have that too. Don't forget to use that.
Dre, usually when I go out in public,
Yeah.
I run into people who are big fans of the Broncos show or they're big fans of the Avs show.
Mhm.
And they've just like seen me on there or whatever. Last night, multiple shout outs to the Bet show from
Really?
people at Ball Arena that I hadn't talked to previously about that. Like it wasn't an
Okay.
Austin or anything. So shout out
Incredible.
to anyone who comes up and says hi. I say this on every show. If you see me in public and you say hi, there is a 0% chance of me like being annoyed or anything like that. Like there's a 100% chance that it will make my day. So definitely
Absolutely.
shout out to everyone who does that. It makes it so fun.
Yeah, for sure. I got a you look familiar. And I didn't suggest that it was because I'm on YouTube 5 times a week. So
The awkward thing sometimes is like someone will say that to me and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm are you a Broncos fan?" They're like, "No, I don't even like sports." And I'm like, "Oh, then I definitely don't know where you guys
like, just a dude with a haircut that looks like some other dude, like, okay, well, never mind. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Sometimes you just got a
I'm like,
familiar
"Oh,
face.
yeah, of course. Yeah, I get this a lot. You
Yep,
must be a huge
exactly.
Denver sports fan." Nope, don't give a shit about sports. Oh, then you definitely don't recognize me.
Right. I'm always like, oh yeah, that week I was on the front page of BSN when we launched DPR, of
Analytics.
course. Yeah. I get that a lot.
Yes, you must be big on Mac parlays. You must have been around when we went national because of our Mac parlays.
Exactly. But
All right, I think we've done enough work here. I can't get my boost into my slip, so I don't know what it's going to be boosted up to, but I'm sure it'll be juicy. We're starting at plus 850. Hopefully we can get that thing into baby Belugs territory.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Step the parlay. Yeah, 3+ legs. Yep, 4 legs. That'd be a 30% boost. Yeah, I mean,
Oh baby,
should be
we're
pretty good
going.
here.
We're going baby belugs status if we ever get this boost.
Man, I've got a lot of baby belugs in the works. This draft next week, at least 4 potential baby lugas in play in the top 10 for me, Ryan. So
And
fun
all
stuff.
you need is Chet #1 to hit one, right?
Yep. Yep. That's one of them. Yep. Exactly. And
I'm
that's just plus 120, the odds on that. So
I don't want to open up a can of worms here because I know you got to go, but I'm totally I'm doing to Chet Holmgren what everyone else has been doing to Jokic for years. Just like I can't look at him and see elite NBA player.
interesting. Interesting.
He doesn't look like he would be good at basketball.
He doesn't look like a human. He doesn't look like he's a member of our species, Ryan.
Yeah, I know.
That's what's so intriguing. Like, usually those dudes who don't look like a member of our species and can also like pull up and take a 3 after crossing you up, those dudes kind of work out sometimes because it's like, yeah, how do I defend this alien? You're not supposed to do that.
Remember when Jokic got the perfect triple-double on DeAndre Ayton in his rookie season?
Good times.
I hope we get a Jokic Chet matchup and Jokic just abuses him into oblivion.
No, like his first couple of years, he's gonna have to guard like 2 guards, Ryan. Like,
yeah, it's true.
He did not only can he not guard centers, he can't guard like most 4s.
So what is he gonna do?
Roddy, bro.
Where are you gonna put him on the court on defense? He's just all he could do is protect the rim, in my opinion.
He could potentially be like the greatest help defender of all time, but he like can't guard anyone straight up. It's really weird, man. It's really weird. So it's what I love about the draft. It's one of the more fascinating evals we'll ever come across, fella.
All right, we'll let you get back to your first job of being a dad here. Get you out of here. All right, this was fun. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow's Friday. We'll see you then.
Yes.